What's good, people? It's your boy Knock B Tech. Today just wanted to talk about like who's really the big dog when it comes to like the sports world. You know, because a few weeks ago, I found out some information that has changed like my whole perspective of like the whole entire sports league and the sports world itself. And that was this lawsuit that Jordan has with NASCAR. Where apparently, with this lawsuit, Jordan had reached out to like the NBA and the NFL to try to, get support from them, and they turned them down, basically stating that they didn't want to get involved in that lawsuit that Jordan has with NASCAR or whatever, and it got me thinking like, you know, NFL and NBA are part of NASCAR. They have their logos, with their drivers or whatever. That's a part of NASCAR, so it just made me realize, you know, some things of how sports is really ran in this country. And one of the biggest things that I just learned recently, just from that situation, is the fact that in that lawsuit it listed like the NFL has been entertainment, and I'm like, whoa, that kind of surprised me, because to us as fans who watch the NFL games, watch the Super Bowls and all, and all these other types of games, including the NBA as well, watching the championships, but to know that this league is listed as entertainment and not competitive sports. You know what I'm saying? That just kind of like shocked me a little bit. And in that lawsuit as well, it asked that Jordan wanted to see like the financial statements of NASCAR, you know, to help him with his case. But the thing is like NASCAR denied to give out their financial statements. And I kind of wonder like why that is. And I also kind of you know, feel like that's tied in with why the NBA and NFL didn't want to support him in this lawsuit. Because if NASCAR was to reveal, their financial statements, then it opens a doorway of how these leagues are making their money other than just, the viewership and people paying for tickets to come to games and stuff. With the NFL being listed as entertainment, it kind of gives reason to why the league itself can get involved in sports betting legally instead of it being listed as competitive sports. With some of these leagues being listed as entertainment, it gives reason for other leagues to get involved in sports betting, and has like we've seen in like just the recent years, sports betting has took off. So it just kind of makes me wonder like, you know, these league these leagues, NBA, NFL, baseball, NHL, like, if they're being involved in sports betting themselves, and I kind of see like why the NBA and NFL didn't want to, you know what I mean, support Jordan in this lawsuit because, again, it opens a doorway for, you know, how all these leagues are making their money. And I think sports betting is tied into that, of why they don't want to, NASCAR doesn't want to reveal those financial statements because, again, we're going to, people are going to see everything. So that's just my thought on it. But I could be wrong, but, you know, that's just my thoughts on it. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man, for real, because it's they only show us what they want us to see. It's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that we don't know about. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things that I wonder about. But y'all comment below and let me know. Catch y'all later.